Today is April 4th, 2017, and that means it's Equal Pay Day. It was started by the National Committee on Pay Equality back in 1996 to highlight the gap between men and women's wages. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, women make about 79 cents for every dollar a man earns, and that's the smallest gap since 1960, but it's still more than 20% less, and over a lifetime, that can add up to large sums of money. Joining me now is Raghu, the Director of Workplace Equality for the National Women's Law Center. Maya, good to see you.
Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be here.
All right. Today, the National Women's Law Center released a new analysis highlighting some of the disparities. It shows women have to work 50 years to make what men make in 40 years. And a woman who starts working in her 20s stands to lose more than $400,000 over the course of her career in comparison to male counterparts. That's a lot of money. Why does this gap continue?
I'm sure women across America are asking themselves that same question today. The fact is that the wage gap is pervasive. It exists in almost every occupation in the country, and it hasn't budged in almost 10 years. Women need action now so that they can support themselves and their families.
Maya, your analysis found the wage gap deepens along race and ethnicity lines. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So our analysis looked at how that 20 cents wage gap actually compounds over time to affect women across their careers and across their lifetimes. So what we found was that for the typical woman in the U.S., the lifetime wage loss added up to more than $400,000 over the course of a 40-year career. She'd have to work 10 extra years to make up for that gap. And her male counterpart could retire at 60 when she'd have to keep working another 10 years. But the situation is much worse for women of color. Black women lose over $800,000 over the course of a 40-year career. Latinas lose more than $1 million because of the wage gap. And they have to work well into their 80s and 90s to make up for it.
Those numbers are startling. Maya, some women are afraid to stand up in a fight for, of course, their rights. Are there fears of repercussions for fighting for equal pay in the job?
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons that the wage gap has persisted. It's because, number one, it's really difficult to uncover pay discrimination and to know that you're not being paid as much as your male coworkers. Part of that is because many employers actually have policies that forbid employees from talking to each other about their pay and sharing information, and they could be fired for doing so. If that's what's going on in your company, it's no wonder that women are afraid or are unable to do anything to find out if they're being paid less than their male coworkers.
All right, and Maya, a final question for you, a very big question. What is the National Women's Law Center doing to combat this, and what can others do?
That's a great question. And right now, there is an incredible amount of activity going on both in our federal government and across the states to try to close the gender wage gap and to fight pay discrimination. States are especially taking the lead on passing innovative laws and policies to make sure that women are going to be paid equally for men for doing the same work.
All right, Maya Raghu in Washington. Maya, thank you.
Thank you so much.